In this video presentation, we will discuss how to translate mathematical expressions and mathematical equations. Expression and equation are terms in mathematics that are often misused and sometimes interchanged. It is important to know the difference between the two. When we say expression, it is a group of number or variable with or without a mathematical operation, whereas an equation is also a group of number or variable with or without mathematical operation and separated by an equal sign. So the difference between an expression and an equation is that an equation should always be separated by an equal sign. This is similar as comparing a phrase versus a sentence. Let's take a look at this example. The sum of two numbers and the sum of two numbers is 8. When we translate these phrases or sentence, the first one can be translated into a mathematical symbol equivalent to x plus y. Take note that you can use any variable, while the second statement can be translated into x plus y is equal to 8. Looking at its mathematical translation, you can say that the first one is an expression and the last one is an equation. Now, let's try to translate the following mathematical expressions or equations. For the first one, you have the product of two numbers. You can write it in several ways. So one way of writing the mathematical symbol for this one is A times B, where A and B are your two numbers. You can use the multiplying ball, A times B, or you can use a parenthesis. It's A times B. Next, 3 more than twice a number. So the key word here is more than. So when you say more than, it means that you're doing an addition. So that will be equivalent to 3 plus twice a number. So let the number be equal to x. Since this is an addition, you can interchange the two items. So you can either write it as 3 plus 2x or 2x plus 3. Next, 2 less than half a number is 15. Now, it is the keyword here is the less than. So meaning, this sentence or phrase is a subtraction. Now, translating it into mathematical symbol, you will have 1/2 a number, that is 1 over 2, let x be the number, minus 2 is equal to 15. Now, common misconception here is that when you say 2 less than half a number, some of the students will write it as 2 minus 1/2 x. But since this is subtraction, and subtraction is not commutative, when you say the phrase or the term less than, the number before the word less than should be the one being subtracted from the other number. Next, the sum of three distinct numbers is at least 10. So here, you have the keyword at least. So meaning it is an inequality. So you will use a greater than or a less than symbol. So since you need a sum of three distinct, so you need to use three different variables. So let's say A plus B plus C. When you say it is at least 10, the minimum value of the sum of these three numbers is 10. So you will use the greater than or equal to 10, where 10 is included. Next, he owns at most 8 cars. So you can use any variable to represent the 8 cars or the cars. So let's say, let C be equivalent to the cars. So if he owns at most 8 cars, so that will be C is less than or equal to 8. So the keyword here now is at most. So the highest possible value will be 8. Next, the price of the house increased by 8%. Now, this is also a multiplication. So you can write it the same way as how you write the first example. So there are several ways to translate it into a mathematical symbol. So you let, for example, X be the price of the house. So if you increase it by 8%, so that would be, so X plus, if it's increased by 8%, then that will be equivalent to 1.08x. Next, each kid gets 1/8 of the cake. So it's like a division. So you will divide a cake for 8 kids equally. So let's use a variable to represent the cake. So let's say let C be the cake, dividing it equally by 8 person, it will be over 8. Always remember these characteristics of mathematical language. It has to be precise or able to make a very fine distinctions. In short, it should not be confusing. It has to be concise, or you will be able to say things briefly. And the last characteristic is it should be powerful. It should be able to express complex thoughts with relative ease.